Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we would be seeing how we can install Ollama and how we can use Ollama with LangChain. So what is Ollama? Ollama is a platform which is used to run the open source LLMs like Meta has open source LLM like Llama, right? So those kind of open source LLMs, we can using Ollama, we can run locally on any device. So for suppose if I want to use Llama, which is an LLM from Meta, in my personal laptop, then I can go with Ollama. Ollama is kind of a platform or an app which binds all these LLMs, and using this Ollama, we can query the LLM Llama. So it acts like a platform which helps us to query the open source LLMs locally. So if you want to download Ollama, just go to Ollama website and download for Mac OS. That's it, and you can install it. And once you install it, you will get it inside Ollama. And when you open it, now we can go to the command prompt and just run like I want to use Llama 3.2. So you can just run this command after installing the Ollama. Now go to command prompt and just run this command Ollama run Llama. So it will install it and you can just query directly. If you see here, hi, I have queried, my name is Praveen, and what is my name, it remembers. So you can query it locally as well, but we'll see it how we can use it through LangChain. So like Ollama, we have few other things like llama.cpp, which is used to use with the C++ language, and GPT for all, which is used to use with the C language, and llama file. Similar to Ollama, you can use llama file also. Ollama creates an app and llama file will create a single file. So based on it, you can query the any open source LLM. So if you see the growing popularity of the projects like Llama, Ollama, GPT for all, Llama file highlights the increasing demand for running LLMs locally on personal devices. And what is the advantage of running the LLMs on personal device? One is privacy. So your data or whatever you query stays within your device only. And the second thing is cost. So as we discussed, running a local LLMs requires two things. One is open source LLM, like we are using Llama here, and one is inference capability. Like using Ollama, it provides an inference to run the open source models. That's it. If you see, and Ollama and Llama file, which we can use in any desktop or any other devices. So I just installed LangChain Ollama here. That's it. And to query, we have in LangChain Ollama module, we have a class called Ollama LLM, using which we have to just specify the model we want to query, because inside Ollama we can add any kind of any open source models. So right now I have installed using the terminal which I showed. I have used 3.2. So I'm just querying the same model. So using llm.invoke, we can ask any query and we get the response. That's it. So in case if you want to use more LLM features like function calling and drag, then we have to use chart Ollama. So like similar like Ollama LLM, we have the chart Ollama and pass the model name, and this LLM will, using this we can query anything. You can use it for streaming, like similarly how we use like OpenAI and other LLMs, and you can use for batch also. llm.invoke will act for the batch, the llm.streaming will act for the streaming to get the response as a streaming. Immediately after the LLM generates the response, it immediately prints out the token. So now let's see and how to build a tool or function calling using Ollama. So I have an empty dictionary and I have two tools. One is add to dict and second is remove from dict. So this is just we are adding an ID and a name to the dictionary, key value pair. Key is ID and the value is name, and we are removing that in this method. So let's assume these two methods as two tools we have. And similarly how we bind tools in OpenAI, the same way we can just bind tools even in Ollama as well using LangChain llm.bind tools of tools. So now when you use this variable llm with tools.invoke of query, and the query is we got a new customer with ID as 1 and his name is Praveen Reddy C. So and when I call the dot tool calls, it has returned the similar output like how the OpenAI LLMs will generate the same. And we can pass these arguments to that method and we can invoke the method. And just to recall, LLMs will never call the tools. We have to explicitly call the tools. LLMs will just generate the arguments for the specific tools. That's it, based on the context we give. So now I'm trying to call the tool. It's just a query which we have, which I have used above as well, and I'm binding it inside the human message. And this message I'm passing it to the and I'm invoking the LLM with tools using this message. and the output of that AI message I am appending into this messages. And if you see what we have in AI message, we have like the function name, the arguments and all tool calls. So now we iterate this AI message dot tool calls. The AI message dot tool calls is nothing but this list, and we iterate and we get the name. Name is nothing but the method name which it has to trigger, and arguments will have that argument. So we are iterating this AI message dot tools because it's a list, and we have the name. So we are just getting the name. The method name will, using tool calls of name dot lawyer, will get this name, and as it's a string we are converting into a method using this Python stuff. This will be the method, and method of list of data. So data is nothing but this tool calls of args. That's it. So we'll get this dictionary when we use this, and we are just converting into a list and we are passing it to this method. And so we have triggered. So here we are triggering that method, or else we can call it as we are calling that method, and we are getting the response, and we are just printing it. If you see, added Praveen Reddy C with the add to the dictionary. That's it. And when we print the dictionary, it is added. So this is how we can build tools or function calling using Ollama locally. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.